Hi, Cindy. It's okay if I call you Cindy, right? Okay. I wanted to thank you for taking a few moments out of your schedule for me today. I know you're pretty busy with your upcoming wedding, so yeah, thanks for doing this. It was kind of a short notice, but it was the only gap in my schedule that I had, so yeah, I've been kind of busy. It's wedding season, so for me anyway. So today we're just going to kind of talk about, you wanted to go over some bridesmaids dresses for your stepsisters, and then talk about some shoe options, so some glass slippers and things. Okay, well that's wonderful. And I also, in my notes from when we spoke on the phone and through our emails, you mentioned that you did want to talk about transportation options for the wedding itself, correct? All right. So, kind of a horse-drawn carriage kind of thing? Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and discuss all of that then today, and we'll go from there, okay? Okay, wonderful. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to go over was the bridesmaid's dress. You're going to be having two bridesmaids, correct? Okay. So it's your two stepsisters. Okay. Now I wanted to just say, I know that it's pretty much common knowledge throughout the kingdom, and I think even throughout the realm, that you've had your kind of hardships with them in the past. So I wanted to say that you're just it takes a special person to kind of forgive and forget. So it's such a great thing that you're including them in your special day. Yeah, I just wanted to say that, just kind of up front, because I think it's amazing what you're doing. It takes a big person to do something like that, so. Okay, now, as I understand, one of them is kind of more, I guess you could say, well-rounded. So she's kind of has bigger dimensions, bigger measurements. Okay, and then the other one is kind of more thin. Okay, now I don't need their exact measurements today. I just needed to know that in terms of which type of gown that we'll choose. So I have a few in mind, and I'm going to kind of show you. I printed a few of them out here, and I'll show you the ones that I think might be best for both of them, because I know that you mentioned that you did want them to have both kind of the same gown rather than different ones, correct? Okay. So this first one here is actually, it's a strapless gown. It's made out of taffeta, and all of these dresses I'm showing you can basically be dyed to a different color. So yeah, they can be just changed to a different color essentially. So I know that you mentioned something about you possibly wanted your wedding colors to be pink and white, correct? With a bit of blue, kind of baby blue thrown in. Okay, so this one here would look fantastic, I think, in kind of like a powder pink. It kind of flows. It's a knee-length gown, so it's perfect for this time of year because it's a bit warmer. And I know you're not having your wedding this year, you're having it next summer, correct? So it's going to be about the same weather as, more or less. Okay. So I think this gown's absolutely amazing for both body types. And you could also just add a strap onto the sides there on either side, and that would look absolutely amazing too if you have someone with kind of a bigger bust, like your one stepsister. Okay. So that would be terrific, I think, with her body type. And then I like the way the hem kind of frills out at the end. And I was thinking what would be really beautiful with this is if we put kind of roses on the hem there, just pressed silk roses or even dried roses, whatever you prefer. And just kind of sew them on there for the day, because, they're really only going to be wearing the gown for one day. Okay, this next option I have for you here, This, I think, would look amazing in kind of a baby blue, like a soft blue color. And this is a full-length gown, so it's more of an evening gown kind of look. And it, yeah, will go basically to their calves or their ankles, depending on how low you want the hem. And I like the way it's kind of a V-neck top, but it has basically a tie. I don't know if you can see in this picture. It has a tie that goes around their back, or I'm sorry, around their neck, up more, so it's more of a, it kind of almost reminds me of like an old Hollywood style dress, kind of like Marilyn Monroe would wear. Yeah, I like this a lot. And so, as I said, this would look absolutely amazing in kind of like a baby blue. And I like the way that in this picture especially they have pearls all along the hem. I think that's absolutely gorgeous. It's so elegant. And it's not overdone, it's not over the top. I think it's kind of more subtle, but it is very sophisticated, I think. And that would also look good for both body types, I think. You could always make slight modifications here and there, definitely. Okay, so this is the last dress that I had in mind, and this is actually my favorite. So this particular dress is, it's made out of 100% cotton, and I love it because it's so light and airy. It's not too overdone, it's not too over the top, it's very subtle, very subdued, and it's perfect for a summer wedding. And you could really get this in any color. And as you notice, it's another strapless gown, but I was thinking it would be beautiful if you did add some straps, but have them being made out of ribbon, like a very soft silk ribbon. I think that would be beautiful. And I think this would look great in a nice powder pink color. Again, I love the powder pink, and I was thinking the ribbons could be a nice soft white, or even an off-white if you like, kind of more like a beige. And then we could do some blue accents throughout, so maybe some blue flowers scattered around the bodice of the dress. That would be lovely. And again, I think this would look good on both of your stepsisters, just for the simple fact that cotton is typically, especially in this kind of style, more forgiving. So it wouldn't hug your more voluptuous stepsister, it wouldn't hug her curves so much. And for your thinner stepsister, I think it would just kind of, show off her shape. I think that would look lovely. Did you like that one? Okay. Well, and you can think about it more. We don't have to decide on anything concretely today. We can kind of just go over all of the different options for everything pretty much, and then you can let me know at a later date, okay? Your wedding is still a bit of, it's a bit far off, so. Okay. So I'll make notes for that. Alright, now the next thing we wanted to go over are the shoe options for yourself, correct? Okay. Well, yeah, we can always choose their shoes at a later time. It's very simple, kind of with the bridesmaid shoes. All we have to do is essentially pick a nice shoe and then have it dyed to the color that you want it. So that's not a problem. We can do that later on. I know you're kind of pressed for time today, so we'll just kind of focus on your shoes then today. Now I know that well, you're kind of known for your glass slippers, Greg, so you wanted to kind of carry on that tradition and go with the glass slippers on your special day, correct? Okay. Now, we have several different types. We have the traditional high heel glass slipper, and then we have more of a open-toed glass slipper, which is very elegant, but it's great for summer because it does allow your feet to breathe a bit more. And then, let me show you the last printout of the one I have here. This actually has all of the slippers on it. I put it on one page because it'd be easier. So this one is the traditional one that I was talking about, and this is the open-toed. And this is another option here that I absolutely love. It's actually the glass slipper, more of the traditional style, but it has hand-blown glass flowers all on the sides of it. I think this is absolutely gorgeous, and I've seen a picture of your gown, and I think this one would just be amazing with your gown. It incorporates all of your colors, so it has some soft pink and soft blue flowers all throughout, even with a few yellow ones thrown in there for good measure. And then it has the gorgeous light green petals, or light green leaves, I'm sorry, that are just absolutely gorgeous with that. It kind of accents the colors beautifully. So I think that would be wonderful with your dress. And let me just say, your dress is absolutely breathtaking. I love all the lace elements that you've included, as well as kind of the soft silks. It's gorgeous. And then this is the fourth option for the shoe that I was thinking would be wonderful as well. It's more of a sandal kind of style, so it has glass straps. Of course you can't remove them because it is glass, but it looks like a crisscross kind of strap on the front there. And the heel is more of an open heel, and then it has just soft accents of pink in there. Did you like the one with the flowers? Okay. I thought you might. The minute I saw it, I thought it might be perfect for you. Alright, so now the next thing you kind of wanted to talk about was the transportation options, right? So you wanted to kind of arrive at the venue in something a little bit fantastical. Okay. So, now just off the top of my head, I didn't know we were going to be talking about transportation today, but I've done this a million times, so I kind of know the options that might be best for you. I think the best thing for you would be probably a horse-drawn carriage, kind of like you were mentioning. I think one made entirely of glass would be absolutely amazing, and I know a company that provides that sort of thing, so, and we could get you a really good deal on it. Now, were you thinking of white horses drawing the carriage, or, right when you said that, I thought, just in my mind, I just pictured just stark white horses, even with white kind of grayish manes, and we'll drape them in kind of pink roses. I think that would look, beyond amazing. And then with the glass carriage itself, we could always drape that in ivy and different flowers, some foliage around it. That would be wonderful too. Yeah, that I think that would be wonderful. I'm just gonna make some notes here so I don't forget. I tend to forget things if I don't write them down, so. Now, would you want your stepsisters to travel with you in the carriage to the venue? Okay. Now, I'm assuming the venue would be the castle, right? Okay. That's what I thought. Now, I know for a fact that the castle has those gorgeous steps leading up to it. So, would you just want to arrive there at the bottom of the steps, and then you're going to be walking basically up via those steps, I would assume, right? Okay. Now, we could always I don't know if you've already arranged this, but we could always decorate those steps with flower petals too. That would be breathtaking. And then of course a satin runner going up the stairs, and we could secure that very nicely so there's no risk at all of you tripping or anything. That would be bad. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. Alright, so I think that's it for this meeting. We can always set up another appointment later on in the month or next month even if you like, to go over some of the other options that I have for you, and that'll give me some time to collect some more notes. Have you already arranged? I know I'm kind of taking over the wedding planning aspect of your event, kind of in the midst of you planning everything, so I just want to make sure I'm not kind of taking care of something you've already done. So have you already taken care of the food and everything and the cake, or does that still need to be done? That still needs to be done. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and talk about that next time then. And we'll also go over the flower arrangements maybe. Okay, that sounds great. I'll just make a note of that so that, again, I remember to kind of research everything. So I'll have everything printed out for you and we can go over that then. Well, it was great meeting you, Cindy. I look forward to speaking with you again and going over some of the other options for your wedding. And again, congratulations. It's just an honor to help you with this big day. Okay, well, I'll talk to you soon. Wonderful. Take care.